Welcome back to another episode of Up Close and Personal with me, Dinah Law. I hope you're having a great day so far, and I'm so honored to have Melissa Khoo of Millennial Oilers to join us today. She is a mom of one. She's a stay-at-home mom, and she is currently a silver leader at Young Living. And she and I are business partners, and I'm so honored to have her work alongside with me and our team. Okay, so welcome, Melissa. I'm so glad to have you here with us today.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Okay, so I have known you for close to about 5 years, and I know that you're very entrepreneurial. I know that in the past you have baked nyonya kuehs before, you've sold them. You've also owned your own daycare business.
Yeah.
And then sometime after that, you actually took a step back and you decided that, you guys needed to start your own family. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But now, today, things are different. You're with Young Living and you're a silver leader. After joining Young Living for a bit more than 38 months.
Yeah.
So do tell us, how did you get started with Young Living?
Okay, so probably this story has been told many times, right? But it's like maybe for newbies. So when I got to know Young Living, when you were telling us about Young Living, I didn't want to do anything with it, right? Because of my past experience with essential oils was not great. It didn't work for me. I didn't really want it. So when you talk to us over lunch, maybe it was fated. So you talk to us over lunch about the oils. I still had a bit like, maybe not. And then you obviously created a WhatsApp group and then you talk to us more about the oils. And obviously, what sealed the deal for me was next month price increase. So I remember saying, take my money before I change my mind. So that's how I got started with Young Living. I didn't get the starter kit at that time. I remember very well because I was kind of like a skeptic. I wasn't a big skeptic. So I only got 3 bottles of oils, and that was Tips, RC, and Abundance. So what made me believe that oils could actually work was when my daughter, she usually have her normal sniffles every month or so. And that night I tried the Thieves combo with RC, and it actually has an effect on her. And that's where I kind of changed my mind that, you just need a proper knowledge on how to use the oils and proper guidance. That's what really changed my mind about essential oils.
Okay, thank you for sharing. And I really, really remember that day when we all had lunch together and I introduced the essential oils to you guys. I have a very clear memory of that. Okay, so you've been with Young Living for a little bit over than 3 years now, and you're a leader, silver leader with Young Living. What was the pivotal moment that made you decide to explore the business side of things?
When I first got the 3 bottle of oils, then I'm like, wow, I had the aha moment. So I wanted to try more oils. So I was on ER, and then 3 months down the road, then another moment came to me. It's like, okay, you like the oils, but it's about 400 ringgit commitment every month. I need to find ways because it's eating into my savings, and I'm a stay-home mom, right? So I don't have a lot, and this savings I have was from whatever I have left after I gave up my business. So I was looking at ways to cover up my ER, and then I remember talking to you and Patsy as well, and then that time we were looking at doing the business side, and then we shared about how we can do the business. That's probably what really my deciding factor was. I wanted my oils for free. Right, I didn't want it to come up from my pocket anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like, you love the products. Who wants to pay for it if you can get it for free, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So, as you know, Young Living is a network marketing company, or also known as MLM company, and there are a lot of people out there who have a very negative perception about MLM companies and MLM people. Why do you think that's the case?
I think it's not so much of the business model, because I really think the business model is a great business model. Like there is no business that maybe not many business that you can start with only 750 ringgit, and every month all you need is 500 ringgit to get your business running. That's a very low business cost. But I think the biggest problem people have with network marketing is the people who is in the business, like people who is manipulated the system, and then you get people to fork out thousands of dollars, and then they don't get anything in return. I think, and then as we know, network marketing is a word of mouth business. As good as the business is, people will talk about it, but I think bad news goes faster, right? It spreads faster when something is bad. So it only takes one or two bad apples for the whole industry to get a bad name. That's probably, to me, that's why people has a very negative idea about network marketing. It's the people who they know that does it, not so much of the business model. And therefore, I really feel, I feel it's very important that as a distributor or us who is in the network marketing business, we should be really upfront and tell people honestly what is required of them.
And you mentioned that it only requires 750 ringgit to do this, right? Which is basically 750 for your own starter kit, for your own.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And that minimum 500 ringgit is not to buy stock, but rather for your family, right?
Yes. It's like 2 in 1, like, you pay and then you get to use it, and then it's your business cost already. Yeah. So there is I don't think there's many businesses that allow, that has that, 500 ringgit to run your business. Not many.
Yeah. Okay. So I've heard a lot of people say that they don't know many people, so they can't do this business. Or they say that, I'm an introvert, I'm not an extrovert like you, so hence I can't do this business, but I love the business opportunity. So what would you have to say to people like these with these kind of thoughts?
Okay, you might see me, or people who know me might think I'm an extrovert. Yes, I could be extrovert to the people I know, but if you have met me for the first time, I'm a very introvert, right? I wouldn't even talk to you probably, or like I'm really soft when I don't know you, okay? So I am an introvert person like that. And moreover, I'm a stay-home mom. So I came back from New Zealand 10 years ago. I didn't work for anybody. I went straight to selling clothes and then start my daycare business. So I don't have a network, because when I left my company in New Zealand, I basically burned the bridges. Okay, we didn't left in good terms because I just left the company like that. So we didn't have a good time. So I basically burned all my bridges in New Zealand, okay? So if I, a stay-home mom, could really do this, I could, maybe it takes me a bit longer to go up to the silver rank. But if I can do it, I think anybody can do it. The things that you really need this is how much you want it. If you want it bad enough, you find ways to do it.
Absolutely. And Young Living has been around for this is the 26th year, right? And they're leaders from all walks of life.
Yeah, you're right though. Yeah.
They're not just one typical mold of leaders. Yeah. Okay, so some people think, that they need 8 to 10 hours in a day to do this business, okay? But tell us, how does your typical day look like, and how do you manage to, spend time for your business, apart from doing whatever you need to do at home and with your family?
Okay, so I don't do this in 8 to 10 hours. I have to be very honest. That's probably why I'm that slow. I'm also not very consistent, but just to share with you what I do on a daily basis. So before this MCO happens, I usually have I will start working about 8 to about 12. That's when she goes to school and I have my time to do whatever I need to do. Then I'll pick her up, get her lunch ready, and then we'll do some homework. And then while she do her homework, I do a little bit more work, and then dinner, and that's about it until nighttime. But with this MCO, it's a bit different. So things are a bit slowed down as well. So she does a lot. So what happened is she has her online learning sessions, and that's probably when I'll do my work, when she has an online learning session. And then it's a little bit of preparing lunch, and then back to work for about an hour or so. And then maybe at night we have Zoom calls or sometimes online learning sessions, or like if I have the energy or I don't fall asleep, then I'll do more work. But I guess with us being the business being so mobile and so versatile, I think all we basically really need is a phone, right? We only need a phone to do the work. So like to say that I really sit down on the desk to do it, that's about it. But I pretty much, we're doing it all the time. Because sometimes you could be out and then people say, you know, something's wrong with my order. Can you check? You know, can you please help me sort out this? I don't know. You know, sometimes you have people texting you, asking you, oh, I'm having a little bit of tummy ache. What should I do? Kind of thing. So you're pretty much on the phone most of the time. Try to find a balance. More, I would say, like dinner time, we don't have phones during meal times, and then an hour or two after that, when we have our TV time, there's no phone as well. That's probably how we try to balance things out.
So you basically can manage your time more flexibility and determine yourself how you'd like to spend time on your business day, right? So it's great that you can actually work around your time with your family and your daughter as well. Okay. Okay. So next question for you. There are about 6 million young living independent distributors in the world. And on average, there are about 30-35% that are loyal members, okay? And possibly maybe about 10% of them are actually business builders. Do you think that the market is saturated?
When I started, I definitely think it was saturated. I was a very close mind. I'm like, nobody's going to get it from me because I'm a stay-home mom. I don't know anybody, or the people I know is already doing young living, right? So, but it then made me realize that actually as I go along and keep sharing, a lot of people do not know about young living, right? And that's how we grew. Because, so to answer your question, no, it's not a saturated market because you don't know who might need it or who doesn't know. And also, if you think Malaysia is saturated, if you think your current network is saturated, Young Living actually opens up to 5 different offices in 5 different countries every year. So it's not that saturated. It's rather to go and find that market for yourself.
Okay, absolutely. I got to admit, at first, I also thought that the market was very saturated, but after 26 years, there's still lots of opportunities out there in the world.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so my next question for you is that being a leader and being in this business, have you ever thought of quitting?
So many times, okay. I guess the moment when I felt like giving up, that is still ingrained in my head, I remember until now, it's when I decided to do business. Okay, so it's okay to do the business, you try to host classes, run make and things. So I did that. Okay, I did like, I think about 5 or 6 classes. And after the 5 or 6 classes, you don't sign anybody up. I don't know about you, but you get very demotivated. Okay, imagine doing 6 different classes and nobody signed up. So I was so close to giving up. I remember texting you and it's like, I don't think this is for me. I don't think I can do this anymore. So that was one of the moments when I really felt like giving up the whole thing altogether. Like, you know what, just give it up. It's not worth it. Thank God you pushed me, you kept me going. And then there are times when it's time to give up, not in times of the business, but like certain times when we are so close, like I'm so close to rank up or hitting the new rank. You're like, no, it's too far away. There's so many thousand OGVs. I don't think we can do it. No one is doing it with me. I'm doing it myself. But maybe there is an ego in me, like I've said, that I've done so many businesses and I've closed so many of them as well. So I'm very, I guess with this Young Living, I didn't want to close it. I mean, I didn't want to start something and end how I did with the other businesses. So somehow with Young Living, I became a little bit more determined that I need to make this work, right? After I have met, after the money coming in. So I was very determined to make it good. Honestly, it's so much better than my other businesses that I've done before. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. Okay. There's one important question that I really need to ask you, and I have missed it out. So, how has your life changed since you've embarked on your wild business?
Wow. It has changed me. It's changed our life in so many ways. First, because from a single income family, now we're a double income family. And obviously with that also, just a backstory, because I became a stay-home mom, it incurred quite a huge amount of debt. We're probably looking at a high five-figure debt.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Or am I just, okay.
No.
So, when I hit, I think executive or so, I can't remember, but back in 2018, 2018, I started to contribute to the family finance a little bit more. And up to us, as of last year, we managed to clear 30% of our five-figure debt. Yeah, so that's
30% of managed to clear 30%.
Yeah, and
that's
that's me contributing to that. On top of the whatever monthly expenses that we have. Obviously, biggest moment for us is also because, not because, it's the fact that we could now afford to send my daughter to extra classes that we will never be able to think of, or I will never be able to dream of. Because coming from a single income, you have a lot of things that you need to budget. You're on a very tight budget that you really have to put everything in. And then if there is any extra, also you put it aside for rainy days.
Mm-hmm.
So when like late last year, when we finally be able to say, okay, we on top of that, we could now give it to her to go for the extra classes. That was a big moment for me, because I don't know about you, but as a parent, to be able to send your kids to what they want, right? Extra classes, it's big, It's not like to not being able to tell them, I'm so sorry, I can't send you because you don't have enough. Yeah, that's big. Also, maybe when this thing airs, it's not many people who know this. I am getting my braces done next week. So maybe when this comes out, I'm actually getting my braces done. So that it's fully paid by Young Living.
That's excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, it's something that I wanted. It's something that I wanted since so long, since I was a teenager. But family, then when you're like 20s, you're so busy getting money to build a family, to buy a house and things like that. So it didn't become like a priority. And then you started a family, and then you put yourself aside. So, and then I've just decided, you know what, it's time for myself. So I'm getting it done next week, and I'm scared, but yes, I'm getting it done next week.
That's great. Congratulations, Melissa.
Thank you. I know.
You're nervous, right? Are you nervous?
I am. I think I'm more ready now. Like previously, I was too scared, and that's why I wouldn't do it. But like now, I really want it. I know I really want it. So I'm actually more excited than scared.
That's great. That's good for you. Good for you. Okay, so I have only about 3 more questions before we end this. Next question, okay? Would you do anything different if you could start all over again? Rewind to 3 years ago.
No, to be honest, I sometimes we might look back and say, yeah, we should have done this, we should have done that. But I think if we were to do things differently, things might not be the way it is. I think I do believe in somehow, the saying that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would do things any differently. But maybe thinking back, I should get the PSK and not buy loose orders. Because the base kit is so much more value for money.
Exactly. The premium starter kit is so much more value for money. I've met people who have bought the basic starter kit, and when they come for my class, in-person class, and then have a look at the premium starter kit, then they regret it then and there, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the next question, we're actually coming to the end. Do you have any parting words for anyone out there who is looking into creating an alternative income stream and perhaps maybe exploring YL?
If you are thinking about YL, then go ahead, try the products. There's nothing much to lose out. And if you love the products enough, you want to do the business. I think the biggest thing is not giving up. Because like I said, there were so many times I was this close to giving up, and because I didn't, it got me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Right. So I also think the people around you is very important. So I'm really thankful to you, like so many times when I'm so close to giving up, you say, no, don't give up. You can do this. Because I think if it wasn't because of all the encouraging words, right, it's really easy to just lose yourself. But yeah, most important is just don't give up. And if you need a buddy to do this with you, find that person to push you.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people fail to realize that they always think that this is like a sprint, I want to rank up faster, I want to get here faster, but it's really a marathon, and you can do it at your own pace if you want, and you don't have to be pressured by externally. It's a lot of times people put a lot of expectations on themselves, and then they set themselves up for disappointments. But really, you can pace yourself, right? You can go as fast as you want, or you can go as slow as you want. The idea is, if you don't give up, you will get there, right? You will get there. Yeah. Okay. Right. So thank you so much for sharing with us. If there are, please share with us, how can people find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
Okay, so I do, obviously my Facebook page is Melissa Khoo. I mean, my own personal Facebook page is Melissa Khoo. Okay. But like we mentioned earlier, I run my own Facebook page. It's Millennium Oilers. So it's on Facebook and Instagram, which is Millennium Oilers. That's my page.
Okay, that's great. So thank you, Melissa, so much for joining us today. Again, I'm very honored to have you as part of our team. And I'm very honored to have you alongside with me as business partners, and we're doing this together, right? And I actually look forward to having more adventures with you.
I know, right? Okay? I can't wait to get out.
Can't wait to meet up.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, and I hope to meet you in person soon.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.